the Italian Football Podcast.
Just before we finish off, though, with Serie A, with Baggio, Premface, and Serie A's of the week, it's international break now, and it is the start of the Nations League, and it's Italy's first game since that Euro 2024 disaster. Italy are in Nations League Group A, Group 2. Nations League A, Group 2, with France, Belgium, and another team. And the format is each team will play 6 matches within their group using the home and away round-robin format in September, October, and November. The winners and runners-up of each group will go through to the quarterfinals. So there's an extra knockout round this year. Was just semi-finals last time, in which only the group winners went through. So winners and runners-up go through. The 4 third-place teams of the group will play against the 4 runners-up of League B, which is like the league below ours, because we are in the top league, and that will be for a relegation playoff to avoid relegation to League B. So yeah, that starts this week. Italy playing against France in Paris on Friday. So first of all, this is Italy's first game since the disaster of Euro 2024. Luciano Spalletti keeps his job. I know that you're a little bit concerned, and I'm starting to feel that way now as well. And I'll explain why in a bit. You're a little bit concerned about Spalletti, how long he's going to last in this job, aren't you?
Yes, because as I said in our post-mortem Euros, we can't keep doing this back and forth now. Either you play your system, your identity, your 4-3-2 or 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3 hybrid, which you've been so successful with in your career, or you leave. Because evidently, what we saw in the Euros is that you're not comfortable with a 3-5-2-1 or a 3-4-2-1, and the players can't interpret it the way you want it to either. So either you do it your way, or fully your way, or you don't. This is just a waste of time. Because now the stuff that I've been hearing about him trying to do the 3-5, it's like, no, it doesn't work. It clearly doesn't work.
No,
and
I agree, and that's the reason why I'm feeling a little bit concerned, and I'm lacking enthusiasm a little bit for this new Italy, because I'm not sure if I see a new Italy if he's going to go with it. I just don't think he should go with a back 3, because it's not him. Like, I'm not saying that the back 3. It's not that I'm not saying that the back 3 isn't the best system for the players that we have. I think there's definitely an argument to say that it is. But my issue
which is why I want to play it.
But my issue is that Spalletti has made his career not through playing a back 3. So it just defeats the whole concept of having Spalletti if he's going to play a back 3. I don't know whether we're going to see the best of Spalletti if he's going to go, and then it's even worse if he's going to be flip-flopping between the systems. That's even worse. But the squad that he's picked, and I'll read through the squad, suggests almost certainly that for this game against France, he's going to be going with the back 3. So his squad is Donnarumma, Meret, Vicario, goalkeepers. Defenders: Bastoni, Bellanova, Buongiorno, Calafiori, Cambiasso, Di Lorenzo, Di Marco, Gatti, Ocoli from Leicester, Udogi. Midfielders: Brescianini, Fagioli, Fratesi, Pellegrini, Ricci, Tonali. And attackers, 4 attackers only: Keane, Raspadori, Retegui, Zaccagni. So the new players are Ocoli, first call up, pretty bizarre in my opinion, because he's not even been a regular for Leicester this season. Udogi, Brescianini, Tonali's back from his betting ban, and Moise Kean returns. Dropped from Euro 2024 squad: Darmian, Mancini, Cristante, Fodoruncio, Barella, because he's getting no surgery, otherwise he would be in. Jorginho, Chiesa, El Shaarawy, and then the injuries are Berardi, Scalvini, and Scamacca. Those last 2, of course, ACL.
And Acerbi, of course, isn't called up.
And Acerbi as well. And there's no return for Locatelli, which is quite interesting, since he started the season quite well. So based on that squad, I think it's clear he's going to go with a back 3 for this game because there's only four attackers, and only one winger in his squad, and that's Zaccagni. So I think it's pretty clear he's going to go 3-5-2 in this game.
No, I hope he goes a 3-5-2. This is what I'm saying. I hope he goes with a 3-5-2, and I hope that he understands that, because let's remember, he did start his career playing a 3-5-2. I maintain still that the most important players in a Spalletti system is the midfield three, how he forms them, and the way that they go between a 2 and a 1, like the 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1. That's the key in a Spalletti system, the way I see it. I think he can still express the football he wants to do, but by playing a formation that is 3-5-2, at least in the way it starts, because the formations are very fluid in football, and especially in Spalletti's system too, right? But my point is, it's Spalletti who doesn't seem to believe in it, as we saw in the Euros. And if he doesn't believe in it, then he shouldn't do it. Unless, of course, he's changed his mind and now all of a sudden discovered 3 months later that, actually, I can make it work in a back three. But that's great. But just for the love of God, stop this fidgeting back and forth. Make a decision, stick to it, and go with it, no matter what anyone says.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm just concerned that I don't, the way that Spalletti plays and everything that we've seen in his career, and he's in his mid-60s, that's not his system.
No.
That isn't what, how he creates his football and his patterns and everything isn't with that system. And I don't know whether we're going to see the real Spalletti using a back three. And that's, that is my concern. I'd rather him be true to himself, be who he is, play with a back four, play your system. If you fail, you fail, but don't, use a system, try to, appease others, if it's the media or if it's the players or if it's a bit of both, and do a system and then you fail anyway. It's just like, well, what was the point? You never gave yourself a try. So that's my concern. But if I'm going to go through the probable 11, then we'll go on to France. We're recording this on Monday, so we have to see what happens in training over the next few days. But I think it will be a back three. So in goal, we're probably looking at Donnarumma unless he wants to test out one of the others. Back three, we're probably looking at Di Lorenzo, Buongiorno, Bastoni. Calafiori has not played much at all for Arsenal, so I don't see him starting. And Gatti could be rewarded for his Juventus form. He's been outstanding this season. He was, and we should have said before, he was outstanding in the Juventus game against Roma. He was Juventus' best player, but that's in a back four, not in a back three. So again, you're seeing the difference here. The wing backs, we're probably maybe Cambiasso and Udogie. If Spalletti is going to go forward with what he said at the end of the Euros, was that he wants players that are more, probably modern players with more energy, more intensity, then maybe he goes Udogie over Di Marco. I don't know, but it'll be probably Cambiasso and Udogie or Di Marco. The midfield is a really difficult one. Tonali and Frattesi have not played enough this season to suggest that they should start in this game. So logically, you're probably looking at 3 from Fagioli, Pellegrini, Ricci and Brescianini at centre midfield, you'd think. I would probably expect Fagioli to start because Spalletti likes him and he's been playing all the Juventus games. And then in attack, I think you're looking at 2 from Retegui, Keane and Raspadori. Retegui and Keane have started the season well in terms of goals, so maybe those 2 to start with. Obviously, there is another game, so he could mix things up. So it's a little bit uncertain right now what the team will be, but I think we can probably safely say it will be a back 3. As for France, I'll read through their squad. Areola, Magnon, Samba, goalkeepers. Defenders, Klaus, Fofana of Chelsea, Hernandez, Konate, Koundé, Ferland Mendy, Saliba, Upamecano. Midfielders, Fofana of Milan, Kante, Kone of Roma, Tchouameni, and Zaire Emery. And then forwards are Barcola, Dembele, and he said Bacala there, Dembele, Griezmann, Muani, Mbappe, Olise, and Marcus Thuram. The new players in the squad are Olise and Manu Kone. The players dropped from the Euros: Pavard, Coman, Rabiot, of course, doesn't have a club, and Giroud has retired from international football. So yeah, I mean, the talking points are Mbappe is finally off the mark at Madrid in La Liga. He struggled a little bit at the start, but he scored 2 at the weekend. And of course, Deschamps staying after, I think it probably would have been time for France to move on, to be honest. He's been there for 12 years, but he's unmovable there for France. Possible starting 11, I think we're probably looking 4-3-3 or 4-3-1-2 based on what we've seen recently from Deschamps. It depends on whether Griezmann starts. I mean, the defence, we're probably looking at Magnon, Koundé, Upamecano or Konate alongside Saliba. Teo Hernandez may not start because he hasn't really played that much enough for Milan so far this season. So I think Mendy of Madrid will start at left back. Then in midfield, you're probably looking at Tchouaméni, Kante, and maybe one other, maybe Zaire Emery. Griezmann in the hole, and then Mbappe and Thuram up front is probably what I would predict, unless they go for a winger system, in which case you take out Thuram from the hole and either play take out Griezmann from the hole and either play him in a centre midfield, or you drop him altogether, and in which case you have Mbappe and one of Dembele, Barcola or Elise on the wings. Barcola has been playing very good for PSG, so I'd probably predict he would start, and then Thuram and Moani as the central striker. So
I've got nothing to add to that.
I do want to get a prediction off you though, Nima. What's your prediction for this game?
It's not good.
I think it's not, is it?
I'm sorry, but I think they're going to be torn apart, Italy. I really do. I think they're going to be torn apart. I think there's going to be so much confusion, like we saw in the Euros. I hope I'm wrong, obviously. God, I hope I'm wrong. But I'm scared that he's going to... I'm scared Italy are going to get ripped apart. 2-3-0.
Yeah, I think they'll lose. I don't think they will be torn apart for the reason that France generally don't destroy teams. It's just the way they play. I mean, Deschamps is a bit of the Gareth Southgate of French football, isn't he? It sounds like a horrible, horrible insult. I don't mean that in terms of success. I mean that in terms of just the way they play. They're very defensive, and not defensive, but they're very methodical, and they're not that expansive, and they don't really overcommit. And also their midfield probably lacks creativity as well. The French football is really crying out for some kind of technical, creative ball playing centre midfielders. They're very much kind of runners, athletic.
Whenever I see Upamecano in a Bayern Munich lineup or a France lineup,
there's always a chance.
The amount of talent they have, I'm immediately reminded of that meme of what's a polar bear doing in Texas? Like, what is he doing there? He has no business in the squad, let alone in the lineup. I just don't think he's good enough.
He is a blithering idiot.
He really is.
He's a blithering
headless
idiot,
chicken.
I think let's say
it's so rash. Like, he just charges into things.
If only Italy had class attackers to make the most of it. I'm going to say 2-0 France.
2-3-0 France.
2-0 France. I don't think they'll hammer Italy because it's like I said, just not how France play. It's not how France play.
I hope so.
Yeah. I hope so. You hope we only lose 2-0.
No, I hope we don't get hammered. That's why I hope.
Yeah. Okay, let's finish with Baggio, Premface and Serie Ass of the week.